There was a lot of weight on my shoulders, you know. The whole hardstyle scene was looking at me. But not only the whole hardstyle scene, also my management, my agency. You know, even got some text messages of Q-Dance like, don't fuck this up.
Q-Dance presents Legends.
My father and my mother are the sweetest people in the world, but are so far from this scene. Those people are just a little bit different than in the way they think, more traditional, you know. I'm more like let's say like a businessman and an entertainer, and my father and my mother are not like that at all. The thing is that my father worked for a boss for all his life, you know? So, of course, his son needs to do the same because you get solid money, you know? There's an income and no stress and it's going good. So, yeah, my parents were this hard-working guy and a housewife, and then suddenly you have a son who wants to perform on stage and wants to travel the world with his music. It's completely different. But I was always like, no, this is what I want to do, you know? It's like, I feel that this is my path, you know? I was searching for some things that were similar, and of course my father, he was playing as a drummer in the streets, and my mother is still a country dancer.
Who? I'm Farmer Bean! Who? I'm Farmer Bean! Farmer Bean! I'm Farmer Bean! I'm Farmer Bean!
So my brother is older, and he was a DJ in his bedroom. He was playing at radio stations, local radio stations, etc. And I was interested, you know. I was a small brother looking at all the DJ gear, but I was more interested in how they make the music than playing the music. So I was like, but okay, but you play the music, but there is somebody who made this, you know, and that triggered me, you know. Yeah, jump was big in Belgium back in the days. Basically, it was the leading harder style sound in Belgium. So it was dominating, and I'm from Belgium, so I rolled into that scene, and I was like, okay, I know how to make this. And so I started making jump when I was still very young, you know, and luckily there was no other big act doing that in Belgium back then. So at first you had in Turnhout where I was born, and I still live, by the way. You had Tough Music, which was a big DJ store, you know, and they were starting up their record label as well, Zoo Records, and so I was like, hey, this is a great demo, listen to it, and they did, and they sent me a contract back. And together with my best buddy, Marijn from Bass Events, now the owner of Bass Events, he was like, no, you cannot just sign this contract. I need to get deeper into the contract because they're gonna fuck you over.
Dat is een geinig verhaal. Op dat moment hadden wij een vinylzaak, een plaatzaak. We hadden al heel snel in de gaten dat er best wel veel talentvolle producers langskwamen. En ik kreeg een beetje de idee van, goh, hey, weet je wat we doen? We gaan die muziek zelf uitbrengen. En toen kwam een ventje, 15 jaar, en stelde zich voor en had gelijk ook een manager erbij. Voorgesteld, contract meegegeven en daags erop kwam hij met het contract terug. En ja, daar was eigenlijk niet zoveel meer van over, van dat contract. Volgens mij stond alleen zijn naam er nog in.
We got back with the let's say the contract that was all written in red pen all over, you know, like this is not good, and we don't want this. But we were just like shit little kids, you know. So we didn't know what was up, and so they were like, what is this? What is this guy talking about? So the deal went off, and then I went to Effective Music guys who released also Artund Jorn 16 back in the days, which was hardstyle classic, and that's where my first release is on. Jaime was laughing his ass off when he received the contract back, and then years after, because the relationship with the current record label back then wasn't that good, so that's why I moved to Jaime again.
De aanhouder wint. Hij kwam naar ons toe, kwam volgens mij met de Return aanzetten. Een plaat, een jump-style plaat. En ja, die was zo goed. Dat was echt gewoon een hit.
I got something for your mind, your body and your soul. For your mind, your body, and your soul.
The kind of jump style I was doing was so far off from what other jump style artists were doing. I was looking for the quality, you know, and there were some guys who, I'm not gonna name any artist, but some of them were like, yeah, let's just put a hard kick on it. Let's put like a sound that we sampled somewhere from, I don't know, from Coone or whatever. It was frustrating to see that they commercialized the style once again, because I was trying to protect the quality. You got the dance, the jump style dance, which is okay, by the way, but a lot of big companies saw money, fast money, not long term, but fast money, and they signed contracts with dancers and with, you know, very commercial artists and artists that weren't doing jump style before, you know. So it was it didn't feel very good, you know. And I was just feeling that hardstyle, that the quality that hardstyle was after, wasn't happening in jump.
Coone die kwam op een gegeven moment van, goh Geim, weet je wel, die jumpmuziek is voor mij, er legt ook een bepaalde beperking op. Weet je wel, ik wil verder, ik wil mijn spectrum verbreden. En als ik kijk naar die grote jongens in Nederland die zich met hardstyle bezighouden, dat is nou net even voor mij de stap die ik wel heel graag zou willen zetten.
So I told Jaime, like, hey, I'm not feeling it with Zoo Records anymore. I want to do my own thing. Is there an option I can get my own record label? And that was Dirty Works.
Ja, daar hebben we een beetje over gefilosofeerd hoe we dat zouden gaan doen. En eigenlijk voordat we het wisten stond de eerste release stond daar. Dat was in het begin nog de eerste 4, 5 releases hadden toch nog wel echt een jump predicaat. Coone was een van de grote gezichten van jumpstyle. Dus dat was, weet je, Coone naar een andere muziekstijl. Ik weet dat ik toen op dat moment echt helemaal niet achter stond. Die zin niet achter stond, dat ik dacht van, goh, weet je, hij had op dat moment zoveel succes, ook in het clubcircuit, maar ook Reverse was, in het begin was het gewoon, de verhouding was volgens mij 80% jump en techstyle en de rest was andere hardstyle, harddance. Ja, om dan iets te gaan doen wat heel ver van je bed is. Eigenlijk in principe hardstyle, dat echt wel zijn origine. Dat Italiaanse ding en dat Nederlandse. Waar echt grote namen al mee bezig waren. Dat vond ik toen echt wel een hele grote risico. Maar hij was echt gewoon duidelijk van, goh, dit wil ik doen. Dit is eigenlijk wel het ding wat ik, dat gaat me verder brengen.
Well, yeah, of course, I was a resident in a club called Complex, which was basically the leading harder styles club in Belgium back then. I had some awesome nights there. You know, my birthday bashes were fucking awesome. And After a while, I was doing Coone and the Gang in the Sport Palace in Antwerp, which was basically also a jump style event with some hardstyle acts attached, like Headhunters, for example, or Isaac, or Deepak, D-Block and Estefan as well. So how was that? It was huge in Belgium. It was back then. If somebody who's in 2007, man, that's a long time ago, and then you can sell out the Sport Palace, which is like 30,000 people, something like that, for such a young guy. It's insane. It's insane because like TV media, they didn't know who Coone was. They didn't know. They were like, who's this guy? And he's selling out the Sport Palace? Yeah, because the scene is so fucking underground, so fucking huge.
Please fuck off.
Yeah, the first time my father saw me in the Sport Palace, by the way, there were some tears. There were some tears. I can obviously saw that, but of course he's too tough to admit. It was a struggle to convince them because my father is obviously not a fan of the music. It's too hard. It's too aggressive. Whatever. Being an artist, an entertainer, a producer, earning money with music, no, you cannot earn money with music. You need to go, be a lawyer or be work in the construction or whatever, So yeah, it took a while before they saw it with their own eyes, but now they're like, yeah, they're proud, At first, I was an outsider, of course, because a lot of new acts were making their way. For example, Willem Headhunters was doing that, whilst I was doing it. Brennan Hart, Frontliner, those Dutch acts, and and then this Belgium dude came. At first, also my hardstyle tracks, if you listen carefully, they were not jump style, they were not hardstyle, they were something in between. So I get that a lot of them were like, who is he? And, but me being me, I guess, my path was forward and I didn't care about a lot of negativity. So yeah, I just did my thing.
I already noticed that when he was playing jump style music that, he's always like a guy that is hungry for more, for the next thing to do. So, because basically in jump style music, he had done it all already. So I noticed this very early on that, he had his mind set. His next goal was to, get into the hardstyle scene and do his thing over there and conquer new projects, doing new stuff. I think in the beginning it was pretty, tough for him to get accepted in some way.
It was a roller coaster, by the way, because you're going from a jump style DJ in Belgium, you're suddenly doing hardstyle. You lose a lot of jump fans, but you gain a lot of hardstyle fans, and that whole transition of getting into that hardstyle scene, of course, was a bit of a struggle. Suddenly, I became good friends with D-Block and Estefan, for example. We went to Center Parks or on a small vacation together, also with Philin and with Deepak and then suddenly you're not colleagues anymore, but you're almost friends. And then that's when the point when they started to accept me. Yeah, let's put it that way, And so Words from the Gang is one of my classics, I guess. It was one of the first tracks in the D-Block and Estefan remix, which was picked up by a lot of hardstyle acts. And my first version, of course, is a jump version. Because it was also attached to Coone and the Gang in the Sport Buzz in 2007. So yeah, it was the first track that they appreciated. At least the hardstyle lovers appreciated. So, and that's how I tried to push myself into that scene. And it worked, you know. It worked. After a while, I was getting good in my at my own hardstyle solo releases as well. From that point, let's say the hardstyle lovers worldwide started accepting me.
After evading the clutches of the law for almost a decade, high-profile surveillance led to the takedown of Coone, forcing his crew underground. In an isolated region of the city, the crooked hands of corruption plan to break the criminal mastermind in a bid to bring the gang to justice. Little do they know, the gang has its own plan. Coone and the Gang. Escape on New Year's Eve.
When you first hear, okay, Coone, you're booked in the US, you're like, fuck yeah, we made it.
Hey, Mike. Where we going?
California, baby. The funny thing is, of course, we had an amazing time and we did so many fun stuff in the USA, but the actual party was kind of, shit to say, because, we have been, so much looking forward to play for the Americans. What are we gonna do tonight, dude?
We're gonna play some hard shit, you know? 150 BPM, those guys, I think that was pretty fast, but let me show the guys how do we do it.
You see the first gig you're booked for, and you're like, oh no, this is not that rock and roll that we thought it would be, you know? For us, it was USA, it was America. Let's do this. But it was an illegal rave, and they shut it down. There were big ghetto birds, that's how they call it, police, obviously. And suddenly, you know, the whole fucking area was like people. You saw people going through holes and stuff like that. And me and Philin were okay. We haven't played yet. There are no people anymore. Where are the promoters? In a way, it was rock and roll, but it was not kind of rock and roll we expected. You know.
Opeens viel eigenlijk alles een beetje in elkaar. Coone was zeg maar de verbinding tussen de artiesten. En hij was ook verantwoordelijk voor de oren. En zeker in de begintijd wist hij precies wat voor geluid hij op dat label wilde hebben.
Listen up, guys, I just want to say this. In 2008, the Psychopunks joined our label. In 2010, the Tweakers joined our label. In 2012, Mr. Hard Driver joined their label. So now, I want to show some appreciation. Q-Dance, Dirty Works, thank you guys very much, I love you guys.
some guys mailed me or whatever, because they're doing hardstyle in Norway, and we were searching, of course, for new countries. You know, we didn't want to focus on Belgium, the Netherlands, France, Germany. So we were like, okay, Norway, this could be something. And I heard the tracks, and to be honest, I was not feeling it at all. I was. They made such a different kind of hardstyle. But then I was like, okay. But I also was an outsider. I made jump before I made hardstyle, so why not? Let's give it a shot.
Yeah, so we were living in Norway at the beginning of our hardstyle career, and we did not have a lot of influence from other DJs, because at that point we were pretty much the only hardstyle DJ/producers in Norway, and for some reason we were registered on Party Flock. And back then, as far as we know, that was the site for events in Holland and Belgium and whatnot. And then I remember Marcus came over and he's like, I got this weird inbox message on Party Flock. Yeah.
It said base events.
Yeah.
I remember distinctly it said base events. It said, hi guys, somebody tipped me about you guys. They called you the next noise controllers. I would like to, is there a possibility for me to come to Norway and visit you so we can talk about maybe signing you, because we have a new vision for our label Dirty Works. Mm-hmm. And at first, the first thing when you're a young DJ, you think, oh, this is big. Mm. And then you start thinking and think, it's a scam. Because what's bass events? We did not know about Dirty Works, we did not know about Coone, we did not know about Reverse or anything, because we were used to going to all the Q-Dance events. So when he came over, he just to check the vibe, because that's what they did, and he was talking about they just signed Psychopunks, and I think Coone was in the transition of being a jump DJ and now transitioning into being the hardstyle DJ, because I remember he was asking us if we knew anything about Belgian jump music, and we both were like,
no, nothing.
We never heard about Coone. Maybe we heard a few tracks, we heard Words from the Gang. He came over and it literally was just the beginning of the best collaboration that we've had.
It was a good click, and when he left on Sunday, super hungover after partying with us, he said, by the way guys, welcome to Dirty Works. And then the ball started rolling.
And I feel like as soon as they saw the potential in us, they just literally said, we're just gonna let you be you. We did have a few years where we sent in demos of our tracks to Dirty Works, and Jaime and Marijn and also Coone would give us feedback and say, we feel that you should change this and this and this. And we said, dear everybody, no. This is what we do.
Yeah.
So, and at some point, they just, you know what? We feel that you guys know what you guys are doing. You do what you do best. Let the tweakers be the tweakers. And it's been the same trust ever since.
And that's also why Dirty Works is that diverse now. We don't want to put the artist into a box, because we just let them be who they want to be as artists, you know. And and of course the Tweakers is proof that it all turned out good. Dirty Works was getting really big. I was doing the A&R for years, listening to demos and being at every meeting and blah blah blah, doing the events and stuff. But Coone was also getting really big, you know, more worldwide, outside of Europe. And let's say the last few years, I was not really focused, not during the meetings, or the A&R was not going the way I was like, okay, who is this track at? Oh, who is this artist at Scantrax? Yeah, you had this demo like months ago, you know? So I was not really focused anymore. And that's when I decided to just leave Dirty Works, you know? It's my baby, you know. I'm the founder, but I'm not the owner. Now I think it's not. You shouldn't do that anymore, because Dirty Works right now, it's a machine of so many talented people. I'm not gonna give myself the credits anymore. I'm the founder. It's my baby. It's in my heart. But I decided years ago to focus on Coone. At some point, it turned worldwide.
El Acapulco Rock, el Acapulco Rock, todos vamos a bailar el Acapulco Rock. Oh, yeah.
Suddenly Asia was doing things, and then South America was doing things. You had some awesome events in Chile, for example, also with Q dance and stuff. And it was like, whoa, what's happening, you know? And if we still want to get bigger as an artist, I cannot do this shit on my own, you know? I need somebody to, you know, to guide me. And
actually, from the first moment we met, we really had a good connection. Where as a bookings agent, I kind of felt like I would be more interested even in intensifying the collaboration on a management level, purely due to the fact that we really had the same ideas and vision about Coone as an artist and hardstyle in general. And from there, actually, I became his manager. But Coone always really had a vision where he wanted to go in his career, the steps he wanted to take. And I think mainly he needed that business support, like the management role where he was the artist and I was the manager, and together we would try to accomplish his goals as a DJ. Coone always had this mission of telling his musical story to his fans. He wanted to share. Instead of like he just wanted to be on stage, no, he wanted to share what he feels for the music, and you can hear it back in his music, the lyrics. When Coone released his album Global Dedication, this was a collaboration between DIMAC, Steve Aoki's label, and Dirty Works. For a lot of fans, it was kind of like, what's happening here, right? Just to be clear, it was a full-on hardstyle album, because that was the whole idea. Coone did not collaborate with Steve Aoki because he wanted to go just around the world. Now, he wanted that hard copy CD with hardstyle to go worldwide. Global dedication. The same dedication that we already knew for years here in Holland, in Belgium, Europe.
At one point, after that whole DIMAC and Steve Aoki story, I was losing touch of the fan base, you know, and I'm still very honored that Q Dance came with Defqon, with the anthem, because that, at least for me, it felt like that was it was reignited with the core again, and. I'm really glad that I did that, because after that, you know, things started to take shape again, you know? I was getting tired of the big acts on the main stage playing one or two tracks, hardstyle tracks, at the end of their set. I was like, okay, this is a gimmick, which is cool, you know, because they play our tracks. But after a few years, I was like, okay, we lost the gimmick here. It's time to put a real hardstyle act on that main stage. So I sent Michiel a text message like, hey, let's get rid of the gimmick and put a real hardstyle act on the stage. And I was not even talking about myself, just put somebody decent on there and we fucking kill it, you know? I know for sure it's time. And then he sent me a text message back like, yeah, it's okay, let's do this. So yeah, I was like, holy shit, are we actually gonna do this?
Tomorrowland, listen up. My name is Coone and this is my first time at the main stage, Tomorrowland. I gotta say, you guys look fucking beautiful too, today.
So I think I represent the whole scene at that stage. I didn't even focus on my own tracks or my new tracks or whatever. I was like, okay, I'm here to represent the scene and that's what I'm gonna do. But it's gonna be a set that you can convince people that haven't heard of hardstyle and that the real fanatics are also like, yeah, this was good, this was how we see the scene. It was pretty historic.
Ja, ook het tweede weekend van het populaire dancefestival Tomorrowland in Boom zit erop. En dat het festival populair is, bewijzen ook de cijfers. Er waren tot 70.000 feestvierders per festivaldag en een 1000-tal DJ's zorgden voor de muziek.
Het is een goede editie geweest, die Tomorrowland 2018. Niet in het minst voor de Belgische hardstyle DJ Coone.
Vorige week is mijn ultieme droom in werkelijkheid gegaan. Dat was de mainstage Tomorrowland. En dan dit weekend ja, gewoon een hele tent om je eigen hosting te kunnen doen. Je eigen naam op de tent, ja, dat is next level. Zoals je kunt zien, ik ben best een gelukkig man op dit moment.
It only made sense at the time for him to be the very first hardstyle act to solo play on the main stage of Tomorrowland, representing his country, representing the genre. It only made sense.
Coone closed the set, and it was amazing. I think for me, I think one of the coolest sets I've witnessed Coone playing. And there also we felt like, see, the people are really ready for this. Regardless if they were dedicated hardstyle fans, people wanted to party, and they just wanted to like feel the music.
It opened a lot of doors because let's say the not even the year after I was at Siget Festival, also as the first hardstyle act, and of course a lot of festivals outside hardstyle. Yeah, well, I was closing in Chile. I was closing the main stage after Armin van Buuren, and in Asia I was doing a lot of club shows. The kind of stages, man, I've been doing the last couple of years. It's insane. It's insane. Festivals I never heard of, and then you fly to the country, and you're like, how many people do you expect tonight? And you're like 5,000, and then they say 40,000 people. Okay, now what? You know? But it's cool. It's really cool, and it's like you need to know what you need to look at your crowd and know what to play. And it's still about global dedication. It's still about those people who are at the stage who don't know what hardstyle is or don't know who Coone is. I want to convince you. I want to convince you of what I've been doing for the last couple of years. In 2018, because of the Tomorrowland main stage, there was a lot of weight on my shoulders. You know, the whole hardstyle scene was looking at me, but not only the whole hardstyle scene, also my management, my agency. You know, even got some text messages of Q-Dance like, "Don't fuck this up, because this is our scene." You know, so a lot of pressure. And after that, I don't know why, but I started looking at me like, hey, the set was good. The set was awesome. But I started looking at me like, you're not a real artist. Just look at you. You're just some guy from a small town in Belgium. And I was being really hard on myself. And I guess it has to do with mental health and yeah, some struggles, of course. Stress is a big thing, of course, because like I said, it's a roller coaster, man. You keep on going, and of course, the whole Avicii story made us think as well. Same for a lot of acts that when you ask, like, is it really going that good? No, it's not, because it's like the pressure is so high and all the festivals and it's getting so big. So I feel that sometimes you're not allowed to have a dark period in your life, you know, when it is what it is. And I had, and I still have, to be honest, sometimes some struggles, you know, and it's not that I don't love the scene, and I love to be on stage. And like I said, I was being way too hard on myself, and all the traveling and, you know, all the extras that you don't always want to do, that make it really hard sometimes. And I was just like I said, I was just being a pain in the ass. There was this guy on my shoulder, and sometimes he's still there, who says, you cannot do it. And then the other guy is, yeah, watch me, I'm doing this, you know. So it's a struggle, and that's where Now or Never, if you listen to the lyrics, and if you listen closely, of course, you hear what the track is about. And yeah, I'm pretty proud of that one, because it's opening up to your emotions and your feelings. And this one was not the easiest.
Look in the mirror, who's looking back at me? It's like I carry the weight of the world on the back of me. My head is in a dark cloud coming after me. Yeah, I'm high, but I'm still held down by gravity. Now or never, now or never. It's now or never.
It's going way better, and the reason is just simple. I start caring. I start caring about trying to be the best version of myself. I don't need to be that, and that's also what Now or Never is about. It's, you don't want to complain because it's a dream job, and it still is. But then again, together with your management, who also rely on you and your agency, you're like, hey, how many shows are we gonna do this year? 500, you know. They care, but they don't, you know, because they want to do as much shows as possible. But I care, and also Marloes and my daughter cares, you know. So I have to find that perfect balance as well. So yeah, you have to be careful, you know. You have to be careful, because if you're there, you cannot be here, you know. So it's yeah, focus. Well, yeah, like the artist Coone is way different than the family man Coone, you know. And it's hard to put that button off, you know. Because if you're doing a tour of 3 weeks, let's say in China, and you're coming back home, suddenly you're Coone the family man, you know. You need to take care of your daughter getting to school. It's not that obvious. It's not that easy.
It's Coone and Coone, the same name, two different people, as in the DJ and then the friend. Out of all my friends, he's the less, he's the most normal guy. Sometimes he keeps surprising me. I was there last week, and he opens the door, and a family man in extreme. When we go on tour and we go back, he's always super happy. He loves the tour, because that's like the shows, that's his passion. Going home, Faye, Marloes, his two favorite women, like, he wants to go home. And also then his friends and stuff, he really has his private life, and I know he needs that balance.
It's home, you know. It's a place where I can be myself, where I can relax. So luckily, I'm one of the lucky guys that have such a good base at home, you know, with friends and family and stuff. I really appreciate that. I always say, like, Faye is a real superstar, you know. I'm this B-side artist, but Faye is the A-side, you know. Faye is, yeah, she's such a funny lady, and also such a smart lady, and she wants to get attention, like Daddy probably, but it's, yeah, my connection with her is because of COVID and stuff like that. My connection and my band with my daughter is at its best at the moment, you know. I really know her, And so that's why COVID wasn't that bad, at least for me, you know, that period of rest. What you need to know is I'm a hip-hop lover, and in hip-hop they tell a story, and that's what I like. Something is happening in your life and you want to share this, you know, and I do that through music. And in hip-hop they are able to tell 3 or 4 minutes what's on their mind. And in hardstyle you basically don't have any minutes to do that because it's instrumental with some punchlines. So what I do, not all the time, but I have a long break with the speech, the things I want to tell the people, and then a massive melody kicks in.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm not an identity, I'm not a religion nor creed. Hell, I'm not even a being of matter. I don't have a home, nor do I care for the greed of materialism, political stature, or the pitfalls of ego. I'm an unyielding frequency of vibrational ecstasy. I'm a form of art. I am your guide on this path to enlightenment through the purity of sound. Pleased to meet you. They call me Hardstyle. Yours truly.
You know, and that's how I want to tell the people what's up. I want to move people, not only with the music, but also with the lyrics, with the text, with the slogans, with whatever. And they put it on their arms, and it's crazy. So this one is global dedication. That's what I always wanted. I want hardstyle to get worldwide, and now it is. But I still want more people to feel what I felt when I first heard hardstyle. It made such an impact in my life. I cannot be the only one that feels that. I want more people to feel it. This is Less is More. I was overproducing, you know, and less is more, which basically says it all. Going to the core, when a track is good enough, leave it, you know, leave it, release it, because it's good enough, you know, like that. And then this is Trip to Tomorrow, here somewhere. It's about my, you know, my trip to Tomorrowland. And this is my latest album, which is Loyalty is Everything, which basically says that even in times that you don't do shows, the loyalty towards hardstyle is still everything. So all albums, basically. So my father doesn't like me to make a lot of albums anymore because my arm will be full. But my strength is sketchiness and lyrically wise, getting a team, you know, getting it 100%. I tell young talents a lot, like it is about the quality and the production, but before all of that, you need to find something signature, something that is you. Because of course you can produce a noise controllers kind of track if you're good enough, but it's just a copy of the noise controllers track. You know what I mean? It's just a track. Try to create a song. Try to create a team. You know, Superman is a track of me, which is a perfect example. It was just a track with lyrics about a Superman, but the way I created the whole campaign and putting the Coone logo, which basically is S of Superman but upside down, and created this as a logo of Superman, telling the people to get one fist in the air and fly with me like real Superman, makes it an experience, makes one track an experience. And I'm definitely sure that that's one of the reasons why this track is one of the most popular Coone tracks, because of that. You give the people something more than just a track. The reason why I'm a fan, for example, of Eminem is because I listen to his tracks and I feel his struggles, and you know, to put that into a very catchy track, it's done. You know, that's all you need. And yeah, I'm trying to do that as well with my tracks. So that makes Coone, I'm not saying unique, but at least very strong in the hardstyle scene. Yeah. Best experience for me was the gathering in 2017. They were chanting my name for at least 5 minutes, I guess. It was like, Coone, Coone, Coone. And I was like behind the desk, like, fuck. Of course, I'm Coone, but I look at me way different than other people. So to hear, what is it, like 15,000 people at the gathering, maybe more, hearing, you know, chanting your name, like it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's beyond belief. But yeah, that one gave me goosebumps and still does. Crazy. When I first heard that I was going to do the anthem, I was already convinced that I was going to do it in triplet. You know, triplet is I'm not sure how much I want to go in detail. It's been a while when people did a triplet track back then, you know, and I was sure, okay, I'm definitely going to do it in triplet before the first meeting. And then I went to Q Dance and we sat together, of course, and that's when I knew that the theme was gonna be survival of the fittest with the lion and stuff. And I instantly, that's what I'm trying to tell you, I instantly see a lot of things and I feel a lot of things. And what I instantly thought about it was okay, Rambo and it's survival of the fittest with the lion, and it made me, that's when you hear that da 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 da. It has this warrior survival of the fittest kind of feel.
He is the creator of this year's anthem, the one and only DJ Coone.
It still is a great anthem. At least for me, it still is. Also, production-wise, was kind of the turning point where I was like, okay. Also, production-wise, you need to step up your game, and yeah, it was a good connection. Yeah. On its own, art style could survive, I'm sure. Because the sound is so solid, but at least I want to explore new territories, and I want to involve other genres into hardstyle. You know, I'm a hardstyle DJ, and I always will be, but I'm saying I'm not gonna be the next Prophet or the next Isaac. I still want to do a lot of shit, and I mean. If I see, if I look at what my talent is, I want to give that to the young talents who are very good at producing, but still miss that branding part, or still miss that push in that direction. So I want to do that a little bit more. Not saying ghost producing, but more, let's say, creative management. Yeah, I even want to make. Kid songs, man. My little one, of course, keeps on stalking me with the kid songs, and if I hear those chords, I can do that way better. So why not? Why not? In 10 years, you see me producing for, I don't know, Mickey Mouse.
Legends.